I paid for my brother's $15,000 wedding tent, then got served food outside on a paper plate, so I pulled the plug on everything. Push that unfamiliar person far from me. He doesn't suit this place. My sibling shouted about the $15,500 wedding tent I'd helped finance, then saw his entire festivity collapse. I answered by terminating every arrangement and stopping the gathering. My sibling glowered at me, declaring, "We've all settled that you're not in the wedding crew," as he passed me a frail paper dish outside the tent. His words were frigid, definite, as if he felt he was saving me by speaking plainly. Then arrived the genuine sting. His new bride's father, a figure I'd scarcely known, snickered and stated actual kin feast within. I peered at the dish, slim and quivering in my grasp, as though it perceived my isolation. Beneath the vast white tent, chuckles resounded, tiny bulbs sparkled, and I could envision the refined adornments. The fragrance of spice-cooked poultry floated from the meal spread, cups chimed, yet I was prohibited from stepping in, not even granted a bite. My identity was omitted from the placement guide, not at the lead bench, not with the kinfolk, nowhere. I lingered there, bobbing my head foolishly. I'd aided in funding that tent, settled the meal advance 6 months before, offered my sibling $6,800 when he swore he lacked cash for suppliers. Still, here I stood, unshod on moist turf, gripping a paper dish like an unwanted intruder. "I seek its recovery," I murmured gently. My sibling seemed puzzled. "What?" "The packet." I motioned to the tiny note I'd set in the offering chest earlier. "It's no longer yours." He grimaced, baffled, until I extended into the chest, reclaimed the packet with my script, and overlooked the quick breath from a groomsmaid. I unsealed it, drew out the draft, and split it in two, then fourths. Then eighth. Stillness dropped, not a typical calm, but a dense, awkward one no jest could ease. "Spirits tapped for funds don't offer treasures," I announced, flinging the torn scraps into a waste bin. My sibling gawked as if I'd jabbed him. Perhaps I did. They started imploring. His bride-to-be's mother mumbled something. My mother dashed out from the tent, eyes popping, as if she'd only now remembered I was alive. I offered a weak smirk, pivoted, and strolled off. At home, I launched Venmo, located the mutual wedding cost section. $6,800 still due, tied to my profile. I pressed a few controls, cleared it to nothing, then barred every linked contact. By sunrise, my phone was swamped. 39 voice recordings, 112 messages, and a ring from a digit I hadn't glimpsed in ages, one I assumed was lost forever. That's when it struck me fully. This wasn't merely about a marriage rite. It never had been nuptials or thought to bind clans, but ours peeled the mask away. 3 weeks prior to the affair, Aiden had dialed, begging a fast aid until the meal provider's final dues were met. "I'll settle it post-honeymoon," he vowed. I dispatched $3,500 in 10 minutes. 3 days on, Mom rang, her tone polished, tender. "I loathe requesting, but your dad's attire, he's thickened, doesn't feel bold. We spotted an Armani that suits, but we wouldn't dare ask." I halted her, said I'd sort it. That was $1,400. The week after, Carla, Aiden's betrothed, messaged, "The cameraman's offer skips aerial views. Can you pitch in? We'd be ever thankful." No welcome, just a Venmo plea with faces. I sanctioned it wordlessly because that's who I was, the mender, the one upholding their ideal scenes from the sidelines, until I found I wasn't summoned to the practice supper. I phoned Aiden, probing lightly what hours the supper next Friday. He chortled, a true chuckle. "Oh, you're not joining. It's solely the bridal squad and near kin. The roster's strict." "I'm near kin," I said, quiet. "Then don't make it personal. We didn't want it tangled." He cut the line. I didn't end it. He did. That's when it began to fray. I scanned my Venmo log, $6,800 across 5 months, tagged supplier fee, sudden offering. Then I accessed a Google sheet Carla shared in March for wedding coordination. The link held firm. One tab leaped out, omitted attendees. In cell B12, by my name, someone scribbled, "Doesn't match the style, might stir trouble." Best skipped from chief moments. Place outside tent, I was floored. I'd helped shape the style they claimed I clashed with. But graver things loomed. The next dawn, a Facebook alert flashed from Carla. A snapshot of Aiden, the bridal crew, both elders, beaming round a glossy oak bench at their betrothal brunch. Caption with "Those dearest, our soul, our timeless band." I wasn't in the frame or noted. A cousin wrote, "Didn't he have another kin?" Carla answered, "You're not off. Some aid softly, others don't aid at all," that earned 19 approvals. That dusk, I fired up the laptop I'd mended for Aiden 2 years back. He never canceled my distant entry, a careless slip. Within 20 minutes, I was inside, rifling emails, PDFs, and talks marked Wedding 25. I unearthed shots, captures, and a packed file dubbed Reserve Scheme. It held backup seating plans, attendee roles, and a tent outline. By my name, lead to turf zone, offer paper dish. No tent passage, no cause listed. Then I stumbled on a WhatsApp exchange between Aiden, Carla, and pals. One line, he's not prime for shots. Another, we adore him, but his air feels off-tone. Someone tossed in, I feel rotten. He covered half the another capped pastry. Someone queried, should we let him slice it? Response, no. He's got dreary kin vibes. It'll mar the style, the harshest. He's lone and weird. What's he gonna do, shame us endlessly? That's when I grasped it. They didn't just bypass me, they milked me. I was a roaming cash point. I didn't sob or holler. I resolved to seize back power. Then came the voice note. My father's tone, strict and coarse. You must grasp this. This clan's advancing. If you're not aiding, you're not in the frames. I heard it twice, then penned in my pad, cash spirits don't bear treasures. I knew I wasn't heading to that wedding to feign grins or clap mildly. I'd reshape their tale. Without me, the wedding was fixed for 3 p.m. I rolled in at 10:37. The spot was veiled in trickery. Foliage on hired lamps, a lofty white tent, a bloom arranger twining vines on an arch I'd bankrolled. A man in dark hauled the pastry I'd bought near the rear, a lady with a headset and board. Kayla, the overseer, was barking directives. I neared her greetings. I'm the monetary pillar for 60% of this affair. We must confer. She appeared stumped. I gave her a binder with every tab, proof, and bank note in my name. She flipped through it mutely. Then I said, I'm pulling my backing. This affair no longer has my nod. All suppliers linked to my name must halt now. Her face blanched. You can't simply, I broke in. I can, and I have within 30 minutes. The sound boxes silenced. The glow team dimmed. The pastry was back in the truck. The meal makers doused their fires. The DJ folded up. The $15,500 tent stood mute, hollow, like a platform for a scrapped show. At 12:11 p.m., I slipped in via a side gap, clad in a dark suit, bearing 3 gift packs wrapped in white with silver ties. One for my sibling, one for my elders, one for the pair's bench. I spied Aiden by the water feature, sweating through his garb, squeezing his device. He charged over, growling low, what have you wrought? I locked eyes. I guarded what's mine and took back what I supplied. He barked, you're unhinged. You can't wreck, I stopped him. This isn't wrecking, it's fact. I wasn't called to your wedding, only my funds were, so I fetched them. When he lunged for a pack, I drew back. Don't, I said crisp unwrap it at the altar. Attendees were clocking it. The meal maker's gone, glows off. Sound gear still. Carla's voice, sharp and wild, rang out, where's the pastry? I made my last play, setting the 3 packs on the lead bench's white drape, one by one. Since they hadn't listed me among guests, I brought something finer. Finality, all gazes fixed on me. My mother's face warped in jolt and wrath. My father looked primed to lunge. I spun and pointed to the man beside me. This is Connor, a licensed counsel here to serve papers. Connor flipped his case and recited, as of this morn, all shared money accounts with your full title and Aiden, Jadden, and Grace, surname, our shut authority proxy is cancelled. Co-signing perks are axed. Access to mutual holdings, land, and credit streams is overplus. Here's a civil grievance on identity theft in a credit filing logged on date. Proof is included. That landed heavy. My dad surged, roaring, you smug drain. I stood firm, you mean this? I yanked out my phone, tapped a clip, and raised it. Grainy guard footage from a credit hub showed my father passing sheets across a desk, my name and social digits on them. He'd swiped my ID from my old space to co-sign a venture loan I didn't know of. Stillness swept like a blaze. Someone sucked air. Carla let her blooms fall. My mom hissed, you don't see what you're causing. I faced her and said, no, you didn't see who you were robbing. I turned to Aiden, who stood stiff, hands balled. You didn't call me to your wedding, but you called my cash, my toil, my quiet. I just replied to all 3. The sound gear blinked on short, a tech probing the juice. I stepped off, played a voice note loud for all to catch my father's tone. Months passed. You picked your path. We'll go on without you, don't think to pop up later. I raised the phone. I'm just heeding commands, then I strode off. Behind me, the wedding dissolved. No tunes, no glows, no eats. Their flawless clan mirage broke, spot on time. 5 weeks on, a sealed note came. A plain packet with a state mark dot inside. We affirm the crooked use of your identity in a money filing by Jadden, surname on date. The matter is sent for criminal pursuit. You're freed of all co-debt. My name was pure, my father's wasn't. The man who swore I'd flop without him was now barred by 2 banks under tax watch and cited in a federal scam case. His accounts were iced, his ruses bared. The judge greenlit my exit as co-signer from the loan. That burden was his solo now, whipping back to crush him. But when one deceiver drops, another rises. A week post-ruling, a voice note hit from a masked line. My father's tone shaky. It wasn't only me, your mother pitched in. She fetched the sheets. She knew. I didn't reply, not because I questioned him, but because I already knew. That day, a parcel landed, no sender's mark. Just a flash stick and a note in my uncle's script, the kin my father had shunned years back. The note said, I caught what you pulled. This wasn't just the wedding. They'd been plotting for ages. Hear this on the stick, a 2019 clip. My father's tone cocky. He's handy for funds, that's why we hold him. Don't let him feel too grand. If he catches on, we're sunk quiet. Then my mother. He always returns. That's his make. I sat still an hour, not mad, not blue, just through. The clan unraveled date and never reset the wedding. Carla ditched him 2 weeks on, posting an Instagram tale of her ring on a ledge. Turns out the gem was sham, like the clan Aiden played it chill, sharing workout snaps and bland lines. But no one bit. The spot sued him for deal breach. Suppliers pressed claims for no pay. Last I heard, he was in a flat over a vape joint, barring notes. My mother sent a printed page. We didn't know what your father pulled. We never aimed to wound you. We're still kin. I skimmed it once, filed it as fable. That day I was free. I posted a clip. No yells, no cuts. Just me in my flat, holding every tab, capture, and record, plus wedding clips, the packs, the mess, the hush. I eyed the lens. They took my name, my cash wiped me from their scene, so I snatched it all back. The clip hit 3.4 million views in 2 weeks, thousands wrote. My kin did this too. This is why I broke ties, not all marks show. Some bear cost tags. Reporters, podcasters, and money aid groups pinged me. One offered to back a hub. So I kicked off No More Tents, a spot for those seen as purses by kin. With 15,000 Discord souls, 6 volunteer councils, and a buzzing board in a month. My first post, you're not thankless for saying no. You're not greedy for craving calm. You're not a foe for stepping off one night, securing my co-work spot for the hub. My phone chimed. A known digit. I let it chime, then a note from my aunt. Your father's heart's fading. He fell yesterday. Your mom says he's calling for you. I stared, then killed my phone. At home, I poured a glass, opened the last file on my uncle's stick. A shot of me at 12, clutching a prize, my dad grinning, hand on my arm. I thought it held weight. On the back, a line. Even then, he didn't know we were tapping him. I torched it in the hearth, watching it twist and darken. I flipped my laptop, posted a piece. My kin taught me 2 bits blood can grip and quiet means duty. I owe them neither. 6 months on, I'd shut that book. Wedding, court notes, shame. I shifted to a calm town with wide skies where no one knew me. I axed Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. No more pings from my mom for clout. I kept my gig, hub, trade, but me. I faded and it felt grand. Crocodile tears blare till you mute them. Month 1, my aunt mailed daily. Month 2, Aiden rang from fresh lines. Month 3, my mom's voice note opened with sobs, closed with, you can't ditch kin. That term kin, like a holy tie I had to bear to shield their gloss. I said zip, not from rage, but 'cause I had none left. I lost Aiden's name some weekends. One Tuesday, I passed a bake shop, saw a flawless 3-layer pastry in the glass and grinned. That's what they wanted me as. Neat, useful, ornate, not cherished. Last week at my top cafe, reading Baldwin over dark brew, my phone hummed 54 missed rings, 17 notes, 4 voice bits from strange digits. I didn't peek, just flipped the phone and sipped. Once their words shook me, thinking I owed them a word now. Quiet's my reply, louder than any yell. They don't know my spot, that I swapped my line, that the soul they bent with guilt and pats is gone. I didn't just torch the span, I wiped the shore. At the cafe, I jotted in my tome, they ruled my replies once. Now they don't even get my hush. What do you reckon of this tale? Do you back what went down? Or do you view it another way? Drop your take in the comments, we'd value your say. And if you savored the clip, be sure to tap a like, join the channel, and hit the bell so you catch all our next tailies. Catch you in the next one.